right, thank you, David. Can we give it up for David for bringing us all together today? Okay, perfect, perfect. I just want to do a quick check in the audience. Raise your hand if you can rap. All right, I see you in the back. What's up? What's up? Okay, I'm gonna try to get a few more hands up in this room. Raise your hand if you would like to be able to rap. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. I see y'all. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. I'm trying to get the ones that aren't raising their hands yet. Raise your hands if you can count to 4. Awesome. All right. I think there's maybe a few babies in here that weren't raising their hand, but that's okay. We're going to learn how to rap. If you can count to 4, you can learn how to rap. So if I could get our musical cue. Just going to do a little call and answer, and just listen once and repeat after me. If this is working here. All right. Can we turn it up a little bit? Do we have any volume here? Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to start very easy, level 1. Just going to count to 4 on the beat. Listen once and then repeat after me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, very good. See how easy that was? Give yourselves a hand. All right. You have just counted to 4 at what's called a quarter note, okay, in music. Now, we're going to, if we can go back to our slide that has our little phrase up here, you'll notice, just my clicker here. You'll notice that we have a phrase up here. The phrase is rhythm is another level. For anyone listening, follow the syllables. So we're going to do exactly what that says. You just counted 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to read this phrase one syllable at a time at that pace. Ready? Let's go. Rhythm is another level. For anyone listening, follow the syllables. All right, give yourselves another round of applause. You guys did it. You made it past level 1. Okay, now see if you can do this. We're going to count to 4, this time at an 8th note pace. We're just going to add the word and in between each number. It sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, check it out. When we go to our phrase, we're going to do the same thing, syllables, this time at an 8th note pace. 1 and here we go. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. All right. Yeah, you might not feel like you're rapping yet, but technically you are, but check it out. When we go into our next level in music, this is called a triplet. To remember the sound, you just say the syllables triplet, 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 triple, or 1 is 2 is 3 is 4. Try it. 1 is 2 is 3 is 4 is 1 is 2 is 3 is 4. Okay, take a deep breath. Let it out. All right, we're going to try this phrase right here. I'll say it once so you can hear it, and then you repeat it. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Go. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Hey, you guys sound good. I like it. Okay. I'm going to take you up to our 16th note pace. Now, believe it or not, whenever anybody is freestyling, most rappers, when they freestyle, they're really just talking their syllables at a 16th note pace. The 16th note is counted like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. You can try this with me now. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Oh, nice, nice. All right, let's see what this sounds like with our phrase. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Ready and go. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Nice, nice. Give it up for yourselves one more time. Clap that up. Beautiful. Well, I'm just going to demonstrate the next two levels real quick, just so you guys can hear what it sounds like. The triplet 16th is a very popular rhythm pattern among rappers today. Sounds like this. 1 is a 1 is a 2 is a 2 is a 3 is a 3 is a 4 is a 4 is a 1 is a 1 is a 2 is a 2 is a 3 is a 3 is a 4 is a or. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Anyone? I heard some. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Nice. The next one, the last one, is pretty much as fast as anybody raps. It's a 30-second note. This is your Busta Rhymes. This is your Eminems, and they rap in. This count sounds like this. It's a bit of a tongue twister. 1E and a 1E and a 2E and a 2E and a 3E and a 3E and a 4E and a or. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. Last time. Rhythm is another level for anyone listening. Follow the syllables. All right. Thank you very much. And give yourselves a hand one more time. So, I'm going to explain. We could pause that next track real quick. Actually, it's kind of nice. We could keep it low. But I would like to explain what you just did in this exercise that I've gone around the world, really, and been able to share for over 10 years. And you did two things with your brain. You used the left side of your brain to count in sequence and to read words in front of you. Left brain activity. Most of everything that we learn in school is a left brain activity. Math, science, history, language, all sequential logic. But you also were listening to music, and you had to follow, you had to be aware or metacognitive of the sound and the timing of the syllables that you said. That's a right brain activity. When we listen to music, when we're doing something creative, it's our right brain that's doing that processing. By marrying these two in an exercise like we just did, you actually were teaching yourself how to use both halves at the same time. Now, this is something that I didn't know going into it that that's what we were doing, but whenever I was around other artists, see, I grew up passionate in school writing rhymes. I couldn't freestyle. Freestyling is being able to basically just speak in rhythm and rhyme. It was something that I could fake it, but it didn't come actually out for me. And it was something that I really wanted to learn how to do. That was like on my learning quest, right? And I discovered along the way that the reason why I didn't believe I could do it was because being a writer and kind of being a perfectionist with the words that I would put together, I couldn't think of it on the spot. And I thought I had to rhyme everything. It wasn't until I realized that I didn't even have to rhyme at all, but I did have to have rhythm, that I could focus my delivery on just matching the music. And so I kind of went on this journey, this self-journey of seeing how I could master this, how I could really make this almost a natural feeling process for me. So I would do things like picking up books and playing a beat and practicing reading the words on the page, but making sure that they were in rhythm, like basically trying to rap books. And the first time I did it, it was really difficult for my brain. I actually started sweating from reading. I don't know if anybody's ever read something and they started sweating. I mean, maybe like a really good novel or 50 Shades of Grey, I don't know. But no, I was sweating because my brain was working so hard, and then it just started to click. Then I realized as I started teaching this more, I was like, oh, I don't have to do it fast. I could start slow and just really make sure that I'm getting every syllable on the beat. And then once I went from kind of preparing my brain and reading and this and that, then it was just like, okay, well, now just kind of describe things around you. But you don't got to do it fast and you don't have to rhyme. Just make sure that it comes on the rhythm. And I realized that freestyling is way more accessible than I ever thought that it was. But I had to think about it in the right way first to be able to do that. And so why? Why is freestyling a valuable thing to know how to do? Well, I like to tell anybody that I work with, you know, what if you had the ability that to say anything and get people to listen to you, right? A lot of times, freestyling and rap comes from a culture called hip hop, which emerged in the 1970s through youth whose voices were not heard at all. And whether it was through their words, whether it was through their dance, their expression physically, whether it was through putting murals of their name up on walls or trains so people could see that they existed, the boundaries, the suppression of their voice actually forced these young people to come up with new ways that would make us pay attention. And as a result, if we look at what a lot of people thought hip hop was just like a fad, like disco, or it was going to fade out, or it was just a genre of music. Instead, hip hop culture has traveled all around the globe and affected youth that are like that have nothing, literally, because it comes from nothing. It was creating something out of nothing. And so it's now a global culture. And even more amazing to me as an artist, as I've been able to travel around the world, I've found that I've been able to build relationships with people. I don't even speak their same language, but we do speak the same language, and that language is music. So with Rap Force Academy, I was able to develop basically creating my own curriculum by asking the question, well, if I were to share this with other people, what I've gotten from being an MC, being a rap artist, how would I bring others into that process? So, not that you have to become a entertainer, but just to have the payoff of being able to express yourself and feel good about that. And there really is sort of another dimension of experience that we can get that we all have within us. But are we encouraged enough to look for those latent abilities, which you guys all just demonstrated? So it's something that has helped me understand the education system better too. I've made a ton of discoveries just about education in general just by embarking on this journey. And one of the biggest things that I realized was that when we're first learning in first school, preschool, when we're learning how to count, or we're learning our letters, right? Or just we're learning how to focus, every teacher relies on music, on song, even if it's just clap, 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 clap. It works on the youngest of us. And how else would we memorize 26 letters in a special order if we didn't have the song, right? Can you imagine trying to teach a preschooler to just remember these? A, no, and then it's B, and then it's C. I mean, it's very difficult. You need a song to do that. For some reason, that's kind of like common sense at the preschool level, maybe at the kindergarten level, but then when we start to get into a level where it does become more about grades, music seems to leave the teaching process and maybe become its own subject, right? Oh, if you're interested in music, then you can continue learning it or do it on your own, but it's going to be extracurricular. I think that was a huge mistake of our education system. It worked at our youngest age, and people are still listening to music, whether it's in school or not, and getting in trouble for listening to it if it's in school, right? But it should have been, it's an essential part of our learning and should be integrated at every level. Because if you really think about it, just by studying music alone, you're covering math, you're covering science, you're covering history, you're covering language. You can teach every subject through music. So not only is it a vehicle for us to learn, it's also a subject for us to learn about, because just because of what it does to us, how it transforms our environment. Another discovery that was kind of shown to me was that we live in a society that's very visually based. And while that gives us information, that teaches us how to differentiate things around us, right? Oh, you're different from her, you're sitting in separate chairs, I can see the difference. That's how I know what's out there. We're not so much of a aurally based, sonically based society. And if you think, what is the quality of sound? What does it help us do? Any thoughts? Well, it helps us move, yeah? Does? Okay, all right. We're all right. As opposed to sight, which helps us differentiate things, what does sound do? It unifies us. It focuses us. It gets us all to pay attention at something. So if you think about whether it's moving, right? Music is playing, everyone's dancing. They're all dancing in a synchronized way. They're expressing themselves individually, but they're all unified at the same time. There's a philosophy that the universe is held together on the law of harmony. And everything from the planets and the stars and everything orbiting in the entire universe is held together through harmony. And we can create harmonious vibrations through our sound, or we can create disharmonious vibrations through our sound. And we notice the effects immediately right away. So I believe that through music, and through being a musician, being an artist, I feel like I stumbled across this secret, right, that we all have within us, but that society doesn't really help us discover. Either we do it on our own, or you know, are the questions that we ask, it's just life, you know, maybe it comes to us or it doesn't. But I'm gonna end on this because being a hip hop artist, hip hop for me revolutionized my entire life and definitely put me on the path that I am, that's brought me here today and beyond. So I'd like to just end this on a little performance piece that kind of illustrates why we should be paying more attention to the sounds that we make, and also how we receive sounds and think about them metacognitively. I love that word. All right, can we run that track 2 real quick? This is a track called This Isn't Art. Silence is a sound too. Can we run that back? Let's give it up for John back there. He's running around doing amazing things with our sounds. The next track. Thanks. We've lost respect for the finer things. I don't mean the kind of bling bling gleam of diamond rings. I'm talking about creativity. To really be an ill MC while having the ability to keep polyphony. Most people will agree the main view is that rap is plain stupid. Using lame excuses to say that it ain't music. I'd probably say the same you would. The truth is these rappers don't make music because they can't do it. You would think hip hop was all about the sweet lyric, but put a loud beat near it, I doubt you'll even hear it. So in this business, a lyricist is pissed and furious, cause rap it surely is becoming spurious, and this is serious. I'm sick of this simpleness making hip hop look ridiculous, cause people want cheap emulation. These weak imitations defeat innovation. Even in a place when we seek integration, it takes patience to find a decent arrangement. See, entertainment breeds the same when people change to attain their 15 of fame. I'm just saying it's a shame. Because it seems to be the game we playing. Because to say that rap is intellectual is unprofessional, because if it's not violent, it must be something sexual. Tons of censors all agree it's unexceptional, one directional, plus it's unquestionably unrespectable. Yo, that's unacceptable. See, they'll underestimate potential, but eventually you'll need to pay attention. See, I mentioned when I bust on instrumentals, it's intentional and interdimensional. Listen, I could bust Rahman and off, switch styles with an on and off, while y'all trying to talk, save it. You might want a cloth, I'm choking on your words like it was the common cough, you know. I'm so mad and inflammatory that the Grammys always have awarding for hip hop in a rap category. And the story's self-explanatory, cause the standards always have been sorry. Didn't expect much of what they had before me when all I used to do was battle rap for glory. Who's gonna reform where the path is going when us cats are after 40? Can we get that piano a little louder? Thank you. It's like, look at rap and ask what songs are working. We're not searching for the honest person. We're looking for the worst who's fond of cursing. Pure controversy we want to purchase. Well, some will see that as a harmful purpose, when others treat it just like it's on the surface. But no matter how right or wrong the verse is, people just hear rap, think the song is worthless. And what's worse is all the exploitation, voice faking for the next boy sensation. Rich glamour and glitz is a choice he's taking, but nobody can tell you the point he's making. So I don't want to sit here poised and waiting for paid kids to fake it the more they make it. Before the fame, they was naked. I seen better skill coming out of California raisins. Outrageous. The pages being termed musically. Usually I'm used to singing tunes that's using ingenuity. Maybe soon there'll be some unity, assuming we can regain fluency to truthfully do it genuinely. See, what I'm doing between you and me is coming fluidly, sequential like 1, 2, and 3. And in this community, only a few can see. Wouldn't you agree? That's why I move to speak the truth of people to my eulogy. Or better yet, resurrect and scare those like a werewolf, tear clothes from the hair growth. Come prepared for when air goes at the expo, flowing to concertos, making it unfair for those MCs like that one scarecrow looking somewhere over the rainbow for brains. So you better listen hard. I seen them disregard rap like it isn't art, but they're missing all that. Smart lyrics are mixing parts understood by those from the business cards to the prison yards. So disembark, leave your assumption behind, and you'll find every line keeping time is refined by the rhyme. And then try to do that off the top of the mind. And if you still don't see the skill to flow free, don't speak your own lead, dissing poetry. We just added a dope beat to make it more sweet. Can't feel that? Then go to sleep and don't breathe, because it's more powerful than you ever could dream. Mass communication is taken on the cleverest means, never could be destitute. People who claim that are only resolute in their ineptitude. So get it through your head. Hip-hop is much more than the skill that you just saw in the lyrics I said. We only know a fraction of the whole, and that's no bull. Not even half the cup is full. Now, if you want more, I wouldn't know where to start. We'd have to tear it apart and just flow from the heart. But yo, now tell me that this isn't an art. Thank you.